What's up guys, Demise1, 2, and 2. Today's another deck video for you guys. Today's profile is going to be my Nurse Burn update. I haven't done this deck in a little while, so this is going to be kind of fun. It's been kind of cool trolling people on the old Dev Pro and stuff, so anyway, let's get started. But before we get to the deck, couple channel announcements. I'm actually recording on my Blue Yeti. Woo! This thing is a really nice mic, and I still don't have it all figured out, so if this audio sounds really weird, or it's getting way too much room noise and stuff, it's because I don't know what I'm doing with this thing, because this thing is super complicated. It's like way overshooting what I need, but Caitlin and I want to do a few more of those like Disney Yu-Gi-Oh crossover videos like I did for the 5K special here. So I figured I actually need a mic I can scream into that doesn't peak everywhere and look crappy, and it's got a pop filter and all that other cool. So really cool. But I also don't have a stand for it, so it's like way down here. But yeah, give me some feedback down in the comments below about the sound quality. I'm really curious to know what it sounds like. I don't actually have very good speakers attached to my computer right now, so I can't actually hear this how it actually sounds. If that makes any sense. But anyway, deck profile time. Alright, I think I'm at actually more appropriate distance to this mic, so this should sound a little better. But anyway, here we go. This is Nurse Burn, July 2016 format. Woot! As you can see, it's actually a mix between Counter Fairies and Nurse Recreate the Fallen. It's actually a really fun build because I was having a terrible time with things like Domain Monarchs and stuff because they don't have an extra deck and it turns off your try and guess. And I went with the chain burn route and things like that and it just wasn't quite working. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to do and it was just too slow. I was like, oh, even with your uber awesome troll card of Demise, which is tailor-made for stupid decks like this, it just couldn't get the deck moving as fast as I would like. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to turn tail and actually slow everyone else down and make a control build. That's not just blindly throwing burn cards at your opponent. You're actually using things like your Ultimate Providence, your Solemn Strikes, your Curse Seal of Forbidden Spells, and Solemn Warning in order to really slow your opponent down and put them to a crawl so they run out of resources and, you know, you lock out half their deck spells. So then you just, you know, you can just wait for your gift cards and try and guesses and other burn cards in order just to win the duel. Interesting things of note is it's full of draw power. We don't really special summon at all. I don't even think we could if we wanted to. So we have Pot of Duality and our Card of Demise for main draw, as well as Into the Void as kind of like another playset of a shittier version of Card of Demise, as well as the one-off Upstart. I'm not a big fan of one-off Upstart in decks. I think it's kind of a waste of space. I think it'd be better served as something like Solemn Warning in a lot of decks. But in this deck, Upstart's too good. With Nurse Recreate the Fallen or your Bad Reaction to Smochi, that 1,000 life point gain your opponent gets actually turns into 1,000 burn damage and you draw a card. It's just so trolly. It's just so good. Pretty much the obvious object of this game is to you get your Nurse Recreate, your Bad Reaction to Smochi, and you hit them with gift cards and try and guesses, because each of these heal your opponent for 1,000. Try and guess is a little different. The cool thing about this card is even if you are going up against Domain Monarchs and they don't have an extra deck, you can call Fusion because we filled our extra deck with a bunch of really cool nostalgic fusions and stuff. I didn't put any garbage in here because why the hell would I... I'm just kidding with you, but not really. This should probably be Fairy Cheer Girl. Woot! Now, you could say that this really shouldn't be an XYZ, because if your opponent only has one XYZ, you could actually fail to try and guess, but you're playing a bunch of fairies, you might be able to make this thing. Give it a shot. Interesting little tech card is you do have 2 spots in this deck for tech, which could be any of the things down here, but I went with Secret Blast. It's a newer card. It's really kind of neat. It's a lot like Secret Barrel. This thing hits your opponent for all cards in their hand and field for 200. This is just cards they control, but it's for 300, and it has the bonus of doing 1,000 extra damage if your opponent tries to wing it with a spell Trap Destruction. So, you know, it's kind of a nice little card, because if you're playing a deck like this, your opponent's going to put in all the Twin Twisters and they're going to start swinging at your back row. So this kind of punishes them for doing that. You might even want to side an extra one in. And for the rest of the side deck, these are just suggestions. Like I said, I tried the Chain Burn deck, but it was a little clumsy. Chain Energy is a fun little card. Every time one of us actually does something, we have to pay like a 500 cost for every card we use. So this can really add up. Thing like Soul Taker is fun because it makes certain cards that have like destruction, death effects actually miss a lot of timing, because it makes that stupid 1,000 life point thing happen first. And this is kind of a cool card for that, and it turns it into a burn damage. And then you have Paths of Destiny, which is more true just big burn damage. It's 2,000, which you could probably run over Secret Blast, but it does require you to have Nurse or Bad Reaction in order to ensure you're doing 2,000 damage to your opponent, so I opted out from it. And the last one's a really, really cool thing I was trying to do earlier, and maybe now that I have card Demise it might work better, but I don't know, is a Silent Wabi and your Remove Brainwashing. The cool thing about this is, if you give your opponent Silent Wabi, will remove Brainwashing is on the field, it will auto summon to your side of the field instead, healing your opponent for 2,000 damage, and then you draw a card, which in this kind of trolley deck would work super really well, and that 2,000 life points that you're giving your opponent would actually end up turning into 2,000 burn damage when the deck is properly set up. It was a little clumsy, but it was really fun when it worked, so it would give you a rank 4 option if you want to do, like, I don't know, maybe a Castel 2 or something, so that's just something for you guys to consider. Alright, that was a brief overview of the deck, now let's duel with it. Alright, this first one's against Metal Faucus or whatever they're called. I don't know how they work, but it seems to be, from this duel at least, they destroy their own stuff to get advantage. And this is an older build, by the way. And Face Twin Twister, but where I was running Blazing Mirror Force. It works really, really well in this deck, and it's another option you guys could use. I just found it get popped all the time, but when it worked really well, and actually would, like, win games. It's kind of like Magic Cylinders on steroids. But anyway, set the old Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell. I didn't open very well, so this was interesting. And I decided to knock out his field spell because I really don't know what it does. And I don't know if he really needs it or not, so I figured just lock it out. Although it probably would have been better to lock out this Pendulum Scale in hindsight, but whatever. He doesn't actually use it for anything, he just walls up. And it's kind of cool, the little supply squad's got synergy with the deck, so that's fun. And I had a feeling he had some useful back row, because I didn't know what this one was, so I figured I would try to bait it out, and yep, Solemn Warning, which couldn't have been better, because now he's got 6,000 life points, and I can knock him out with Gift Card and Try and Guess. Trollololololol. This next one's against Odd Eyes Magicians, and I opened the card of Demise, which pretty much means I win the game, because there's really no way around that one. I actually even got the second card Demise. So he went into Dragon Pit first, so I took a guess that he didn't have a very good hand, so I negated it, and that seemed to be the proper thing to do. Woot, let's just kind of get some cards and see what we can do and get all of the stuff. Ooh, another Into the Void. Ooh, all the damage. Yeah, we're gonna stand by phase the shit out of you. Boom, 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 Odd Eyes. This last one's against Monarchs, baby. And, Monarchs. Oh. But, he opened okay. He didn't open a good hand if you're facing a set Solemn Warning. Bam, right there. Draw a card, get shreked. That was pretty much, that had to work. And I'm like, alright, let's actually do some attacking. That's interesting. And I didn't want to let him Battle Fader because he probably needed the tribute fodder. So let's just poke at him. It'll be fun. It's not, Nurse Burn doesn't poke too much, so this is kind of funny. And then he bricked so bad. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, get him low as I possibly can. Then I'm like, alright, let's test the waters during the draw phase. No negates. Ooh, 3,000 to the face. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the duels with this troll deck. I like the fact that it's a mush between Counter Fairies and Nurse Burn. Because like I said during the profile, that I couldn't quite get Nurse Burn pure fast enough. So I figured, why don't we just slow everything down? But anyway guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the deck profile. And remember guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time. At least that's, I think, what it was intended for. Instead, I'm gonna use it like this. Did you miss it? Here, one more time. Okay, just one more time.